Good morning, gents, and welcome to my first video in a little while. It's been a chaotic few weeks. Work has been absolutely nose to the grindstone for however long now. Last weekend my big sister got married, so didn't have time for a video as much as I'd like to, because the wedding day shave was fantastic. But that's another story. So today's video we're going to do something a little different. Not used this soap before, and it's still a sample. It's still not got to production and for sale yet, but I've managed to acquire a sample of the Phoenix Beau Vegan formula. So a big thank you to Mehmet for that. Been looking forward to trying this for a while. Didn't get in on the early sort of list, but yeah, I've got some now to try. So that's what we're going to do. I've already pre-hot toweled, so we're ready to go in that sense. The rest of the shave, what we're going to use? Well, we're going to press the soap into a lovely bowl from the Bideford Pottery shaving room bowl. The razor, we're going to load up with a new blade, so we're going to use the Mercury Future, which is in bits at the minute. We're going to load in a Rapira stainless steel blade, if it works well. So we'll do that now while we're here. And the brush is going to be one of my favourites. It's one of my Cadman 26mm silver tip knots. So take the blade out of the pack. I'm going to carefully load it onto the razor, and we're going to snap down. Really easy. So I'll start the razor on 4 on the adjustment level, so we've got 2 days worth of growth to get rid of today. Sit that in the water, and we're going to take some of the soap, a very decent sized sample here, and we're going to press about that much into the bowl. Just flatten it out like so, just so I can get some kind of surface area to it for lathering off of, because I'm going to try and face lather with it, because I prefer face lathering. So we're going to start with a damp brush. Just flicked out most of the water. In fact, there's a bit of slickness on the fingers, that's quite nice. I like to get rid of that there. So load it fairly heavy. I don't know how this soap operates. I've read a few of people's reviews, and they are so wide ranging in their opinion of the soap. Like most, I guess. I'd rather overload the bristles with soap and then add more water and have crazy amounts of lather. What I can see, it loads easily. Maybe not quite as easy as other Phoenix and Beau soaps, but then again I'm working off of a full puck there as opposed to a little 50p sized blob in the bowl. No smell to the sample, very neutral, which I think is a great way to test. If you work off of a neutral base on the scent, you're not being clouded by someone's opinion of a scent. So if you've got someone who doesn't like lemon, who've got lemon scented soap, they're not going to be so kind maybe as to if it was a sandalwood, which they love. Anyway, so we've got a decent amount in the brush. Just going to wet my face. Do this slightly ever so slightly different. Add some moisture to the soap via the face, as opposed to dipping the tips for the first one. It's quite a heavy load, so we need to allow a little extra moisture. I don't see this being a problem to build a lather. So how's your last 2 weeks been, chaps? Hopefully less busy than mine, although that said, the busy levels meant that Working days have gone quick. My sister's wedding was fantastic last weekend. It was really good to see her finally settle down. Well, I say finally settle down. Her and Si have been together for many years. Been through many trials and tribulations, as all relationships do, and it culminated last weekend, in a fantastic wedding. So we travelled all the way down to, put too much moisture there, down to Folkestone and Dover. Okay. Okay, so the lather is quite thin despite having a fairly long load. Which I guess is a little disappointing. Nothing heavy though. Let's just take more from the bowl. Let's bowl lather and work with that. Like I say, it's the first time using a new soap of a new formula that I've never tried before, so you've got to dial it in. And I mean, there is some lather. Like I say, it's a little thin, but we can increase that lather with what we're building here. Now, sometimes a soap, just it's not going to work straight off the bat. You'll end up with copious amounts of bubbles as opposed to anything resembling a lather. Thankfully, this is not in that state. So we've got more lather coming here. Much better. Get rid of that bit, don't want to taste it. And let's get to shaving. So, like I say, we're on 4. Very smooth. Plenty of slickness going on there. I like that. I find these repairer blades quite sharp, so I look for good levels of both slickness and cushion. So far, I've got both. Yeah, no complaints there for the first pass. None whatsoever. I like that. Now it's going to be interesting to see what scents come out in the vegan range. I'll be honest, I've not looked too much beyond just sort of reading people's opinions. So Kerry may have revealed what scents are coming in, but it'd be nice to see matching ones for the core tallow soap line. Here we go. So we're going to do pass number 2 on 4 as well. Love how smooth these blades are. Incredibly smooth. You could say that the blades are being aided and abetted by the soap. Oh, got a little nick there, look. Just a little one. Not unexpected because it's brand new blade. I always have first blade curse on camera. Guarantee every time I get a new blade on camera, I get a little bit of something. But I could put a new blade on an R41 and go hacking around my face on the shave that's not on camera and have no drama. So yeah, that's that. Anyway, so that's 2 passes. Doing alright. So I could happily just leave it there, but I want to tidy up down here. And for that, we adjust the razor down to a 2. Just down to a 2. And with there being no scent to speak of, I can concentrate on the soap's properties. And so far, I like it. I say it's offering glide, great amounts thereof. Can't fault it there. Cushioning nicely. Just like I say, a couple of little weepy spots that I get. There we go, job done. Just wipe off. And so, Phoenix Beau Vegan. Now, at first I will admit, when I was getting back into traditional wet shavings a few years back now, I fell into the tallow is best bandwagon, shall we say. We'll call it a bandwagon. And yeah, for years everything I used was tallow. And then I tried a few vegan soaps, some of which were unimpressive entirely. Nothing I could say I liked about them at all. But this one comes into a list of a few that I've tried. And it's a select bunch, it's not many, I will say, that offer fantastic shaving. Post-shave will remain to be seen, but on the evidence so far, I can't complain. The shave itself offered plenty of glide. I saw a few sort of comments saying, well, it's not as good as your tallow formula, Kerry. But whilst it's not, how can I put this? It's not oil slick levels of glide, but it's not lacking in any way at all. There's plenty of glide going on there for that shave, for anything really. I mean, if you're trying to maybe use the Titanic to shave your face, you might sort of think that it's lacking a bit there, but most people use a good sharp blade. But bear that in mind when you're testing something. Is your blade new? Have you changed anything else about your shave that might be the cause of this apparent change in behaviour? If not, fair dues. If it is something that's changed, go back to a normal kind of playing field. Put your fresh blade in on a razor that you know well, and use a brush that you know well, and see from there. In terms of cushion, this one worked really well. Like I said, I had a couple of little weepy spots, but that's nothing unexpected for me. It's very sensitive down there, and it's new blade curse, as I've touched on earlier. So yeah, I can't complain. The post-shave is so far pretty good. I can tell almost instantly with a bad soap, I can feel my face getting like 3 sizes too small if it's going to give me any grief in any way. And I'm not getting that with this. So yeah, I concur with quite a few of the reviews that say it's great stuff. And when you get another soap manufacturer who says, yeah, this is good, to send it and get it to market, you know you're onto a winner. And this guy makes fantastic soaps of his own vegan formula, so that is praise indeed, I would say. So yeah, I'm going to wrap up this video, keep it relatively short and sweet today, because I haven't got a fancy pot to show you or a scent to describe, because it's an unscented sample. And yeah, just to say, initial impressions are good. I'm going to give it another few goes this week. I'm going to press more of the sample into the pot tomorrow morning. In fact, I might just put the whole damn sample in and just go for it for a full week and see how it goes, and just try it with different brushes, try it with different razors and different blades, and give you guys a bit more of a roundup next weekend. So gents and ladies, aliens of questionable species, thank you for watching. Today's shave has been the Phoenix Beau Vegan Unscented Sample. I have been Nick, and I will see you again soon. Bye.